Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Nil Zod. To the camaradas, saludos once again. Just back on here just to answer a question. Sorry, I just woke up, had dozed off and shit. Now I gotta go pick up this hyena. But yeah, one of the camaradas asked me, what made me get into a Mexican gang. To be honest, like mostly my pops, because my pops, he grew up in Sanfe, which a lot of them in San Fernando. Well, they consider themselves San Fernando, period. That's their barrio, but that's a different story. But he grew up in that barrio, and since I think like 29 or something, or 20 something, my family has been in Sanfe. There was no other black family in Sanfe. This is still when they had farms. So my pops, used to fight these vatos all the time, but it was his homeboys. They get drunk, they get fucked up, they box and shit, but they never got touched. And since that time, any war that has happened between Morenos and homies, my family never touched. If you ever did something to them, there will always be repercussions, because pops are so tight with a lot of these vatos from Sanfe that are older, So seeing my pops grow up like that, like that's pretty much what got me going that way. Then I used to, see certain hyenas. I seen, the homies had hyenas that were just beautiful, long hair, whatever, and just estilo. So with that and going back and forth from Pacoima, see, Sanfe is a good barrio, but them weren't where my homies were from. A lot of fools I knew were like from Pacoima. Then, when I lived in Sun Valley, vatos from Island, before I got into my barrio, I used to see them. And just other barrios and shit, just always been in love with that estilo, you know what I mean? And you see movies, you see homies and shit, just like that. It was just, I don't know, it's a feeling I got. And then I also had sangres. I had the family members that were bloods, so it was either going to be homies or a sangre, and the homies just had a greater pull on me, so that's the route I went. So when I got asked to get into my barrio, I jumped on it, because that's what I wanted to do. I knew the road was going to be hard, but I mean, if it don't kill you, it's just only gonna make you stronger, and that's been proven. And then once I got into my barrio, it's just the respect and the unity that the homies showed each other that made me fucking, like, the loyalty became strong, and and that respect. So, and I learned that shit. Start with us, end with us, and ever since then, I've been from my barrio. I've had vatos be like, hey, you should get jumped into my neighborhood. A long time ago. One of the homies from Florence said, like, hey, you also should just get clicked up with us, but we're from the Valle, so that wasn't gonna happen. Pacoima tried to fold us in. They were like, hey, you're a whole different city. How in the fuck can we get into Pacoima and we're from Sun Valley? Like, even though we don't fuck with nobody in Sun Valley, we don't bang the city, we still couldn't do that. That would just, that shit wouldn't have been looked at good, no matter how much love we had for certain barrios in Pacoima, and some of them are enemies. But so yeah, to answer the question, that's why, I just loved it, and I still love it, and I wouldn't change that shit for nothing. That was no disrespect to my black side, it's just, hey, this side called me, it's like, hey, what's up? And to answer as far as like race, well, my mom's dad is Afro Latino, is Panameño. Her mom is Creole and black. My dad is Creole and black. His mom was Dutch and black. And his dad was French Creole, so that you are what your pops is, so that's why I say black, I mean, there's other races I could claim, which I do sometimes, but for the most part, I'm always gonna say I'm black, but I'm a Sureño, so at the end of the day. But I seen another comment, I don't know if it was on the last video or one of the videos, but there was somebody talking about most of us have been to nothing but camps and shit. Me, I ain't never seen a camp in my fucking life. The only camp that I've ever seen was in juvenile hall. You had camp, you had challenge, you had, all these different camps. Open camp, lockdown camp. They're the only camp I ever seen. Now, as far as prison, I've never seen a camp in my fucking life. Maybe passing by, but other than that, it's always been either a 180 or level 4. And some of the bloodiest ones, but I mean, that doesn't really make you like a gangster if you haven't, because there's some homies that are on lower yards that are savages, It just means we got caught up. You want to keep putting in work. This is where they put you, you rioting. I think if I'd have got in one more riot, they would have, like within a certain time span, then they would have gave a motherfucker an indeterminate shoe, but I think only for like 3 years or something. But Yeah, so motherfuckers are kicking up dust, but as far as like camp shit, yeah, I've never been to camp. That just wasn't my stilo. I didn't want to go to camp. You know, it would have probably been nice, but I needed to go somewhere where the homies I knew there wasn't no question about anything. It's just like, hey, when it's time to ride, we're gonna ride. If you know you get tripped on, hey, we're gonna get it cracking. Because for the most part, any fucking prison that I've been in, and I've gotten an issue with anybody, if they stupid enough to rush me, or they not stupid enough to rush me in that instance, when the homies catch wind of exactly you know what's cracking, is gonna go down. You know, three level 3s. And the first time I went to Wasco, and you know that shit with the bulldogs knocking their heads off. So after that, you know, the Jamestown thing, you know, that was a sad situation, but I handled my business. I got off. I went to Tehachapi, you know, then Corcoran, and then Ironwood, and then Califas, Centinela, you know. So yeah, I've never seen a camp. And then when I finally, at the end of my term, got back down to a level 3, and that's mostly because we stayed on lockdown so much, so it's not like you were getting any write-ups outside of the hunger strikes and shit like that, you know. And I've been to multiple holes, and usually I don't need a hole no less than 9 months, you know. So yeah, you know, it doesn't make me nothing that I fucking, you know, I've been to so many prisons and so many holes and shit, and you know, had suspended shoes and shit like that, you know. It just means, you know, I was handling my business, you know. But yeah, that's just what I want to say on that, you know. I understand, you know, some homies go to camp. Kudos, that shit's probably bomb, you know. But as far as me, I've never been to camp, never did dorm living outside of Wayside, you know. But in prison, nah, they ain't letting watchers like me do that, because my whole shit was like, we just gonna kick up dust any chance we get, you know. I didn't look for issues, but you know, when it would crack, you know, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna go full throttle, you know, especially if you trip on the homie. That's crazy, because I had ran into a homie last night, and I didn't know who he was, so he came at me like, hey, what's up, you know. And automatically I tripped and was like, you know, and banged on him, whatever. He turned out to be a homie, you know. Found out that I'm a homie, so we're cool, you know. I thought he had issues with somebody out here, so you know, as a camarada, I'm a fucking volunteer, you know. Hey, who you got issues with? But nah, you know, he didn't say nothing about it, so you know, it ended there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, and there's a norteño that came on my shit, you know, you disrespected and shit, like, you a tough guy on the internet. Look, dude, I'm just telling you like this. Why come to a Sureños channel and get the wolfing, dog? Like, at the end of the day, it's many channels out there that caters to norteños. Why not go there? Obviously, you want to come on my channel to hear me speak. You want to hear the S, you know what I'm saying? And not the disrespectful one, but you want to hear that sur and how it goes, you know? Maybe you get a few pointers off of us or whatever. But at the end of the day, dog, we're always going to be different. Our estilos are always going to be different. Our get down, as far as on some gangster shit, is always going to be different, dog. You watch ain't gonna never be like us, and we ain't gonna never want to be like you. It's understandable we got a treaty in prison, cool. I'm gonna respect that, but on the street, motherfuckers still knocking noodles loose, you know what I'm saying? And that's coming from a vato that's about to be 40. Like, we're not on some gangbanging shit, but as far as like, if you want to get it cracking, we see each other on the street. Trust me, dog, I ran into a gang you watch and did a motherfucking thing. I had to get at you to let you know. Maybe because you saw a black fool, you didn't trip. But if I bang on you like, what's up, best, and, you know, get in your face and knock you the fuck out, that's different, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, just a scenario, dog. You better ask your homeboy in King County what happens when you call me that S, you know? I ain't gonna say what happened, but all I'm gonna say is he still remember that blue ice picking inside and shit. Look at, yeah, jumping over counters at McDonald's and get at him. Like, look, dude, respect that gangster, dog. Like, I don't say nothing to you watching because it's internet shit, dog. But if you come on here trying to bang on me, dog, I can give you scenarios without crossing myself up where your homies paid the cost. Some Sureños ain't never seen a norteño because they haven't been to prison. I've seen you on placements and sock your homies up. I've seen you on the street and sock your homies up. But it ain't about that, dog. Like, in truth, outside of the, you know, whatever truths and why the truth is, you all just need this shit more than us, because down south, we don't give a fuck about you. You all just don't move nothing on us. You ain't never coming down here to do shit, you know. So we're too busy beefing with each other to trip on you vouchers. Now, as far as like the homies up north that deal with you, yeah, they're gonna knock your noodles out. So, you know, just do yourself a favor, dog, and stop banging on the internet, because at the end of the day, dog, you're not moving a motherfucking thing. You're just making yourself look stupid. You told me to erase my channel. Like, if you don't get off here with that gay ass shit, like, dog, you know, hey, Spencer to the camaradas, I ain't trying to wolf on this fool, but god damn, like, hey, homie, like, you're like the fucking 20th Norteño wolfing shit. Hey, you need this peace treaty more than us, dog. And I'm just gonna tell you straight out, because the homies ain't giving a fuck about knocking your noodles out, and we ain't been having no problem knocking your noodles out, and it's on the street, it's still on site. I don't really worry about you, period, even when I'm up north, but we really don't give a fuck about you. To us, you're like a dot on the map, dog. The homies up there give a fuck about you because they war with you all the time, dog. We can war with you, war with each other, and war with every other gang, and still wouldn't give a fuck about you, because Sureños we're always gonna be turned up. That's like most Moreno gangs don't give a fuck about you because they do their thing. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna be honest. You want to have on a certain estilo because that's all you can have. You cling to the Morenos because that's all you can. Them the only ones that got your back. Nobody else really gives a fuck about you outside of the paisas that are up there. The homies don't care about you, dog. Like, at the end of the day, I could pray for your extinction, but it don't matter, dog. You know what I mean? To me, you want to all get wiped off the map and it wouldn't matter. I'll still be a Sureño, and that's it. To the camaradas and the you know, the homegirls that come, hey, saludos. You enjoy the rest of your day. I'm about to go pick this high knot, but yeah, Norteños, whatever, stop dissing, dog. You ain't finna bust a motherfucking grade, dog. And yeah, go apply that pressure to where, you know, people, you know, allow you to apply that pressure. Right here, you ain't moving a motherfucking thing with black folks on the park. Cerdo, you just running your mouth, dog. you running your mouth, dog. Look at, yeah, it's S all day, homie. I'm out.